next show we're going to be talking about is Konosuba Season 2.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This one was a little bit of a struggle for me.
Okay.
It was a little bit of a struggle. Oh my God. They just the things they kept throwing at you. I'm like, oh Jesus, no, stop. It's again, not to say it's bad. It's because it's not. It's a great show. I love the fantasy setting and the fact that they make fun of like some of the typical fantasy tropes and stuff like that. You know, and even like if someone who is known as like D&D or whatever, I love the fact that they make fun of the fact of some of those, you know, the classes and the different magics and stuff like that. I'm like, I love that. That's awesome. Just, oh God, some of the characters just make me just, especially considering the fact that we seemed like it was a little bit like this season seemed like it had a little bit more to do with darkness.
Yeah.
And Aqua.
Yes.
Like at the end. You know what I'm talking about too.
Yeah.
That irritated me. I'm going to tell you that right now. I was as irritated as the characters were. I'm like, for the love of God, please stop. Stop. The running gag was done too much. You're done. Stop it. God, that's pissed me. I'm like, oh my God, I can't.
Like if one more person comes up to me with a piece of paper.
Yeah. Like literally by after the second time they did it, I'm like, oh my God, this is good. I was already done with it. I'm like, stop, just stop. Every single thing that he did, even up to that point, which is why I was like you were saying before with like Gabriel, how you were like, when they stopped it and then they continued it later on, it took you off guard. It did not take me off guard one bit in Konosuba. Not one goddamn bit. Because even when the little girl approached him, I was like, I'm just waiting for it. I'm like, yep, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And sure enough, she starts asking about name. And I'm like, yep, there it is. There it is. She's like, will you write that down? And then hands him the paper and pencil. I'm like, yep. When's he gonna? Oh, yep. Now he realizes it. Yep. Now he's about to be pissed off. I was like, stop it.
So I feel like if they took about half of the people, like half of the aggressive people out, then I feel like it could have been. I don't know. Like there was nothing but that. It was like
that's all it was. Literally, the entire town. You cannot live in that town unless you are a devout Aqua fanatic.
Yeah.
And the only thing that was refreshing in that entire thing was darkness. And that's saying something for the fact that she was the refreshing and that entire thing. Just because she broke up the monotony and like they would treat her poorly because she was a whatever Axis believer or whatever. So
one thing that I did like, as far as like the aggressive people, is like the waitress when they went to that like cafe or whatever.
The bone in the bowl.
Yeah, because like everybody kept like spit at you and all that kind of stuff, and I was like, oh wow, I haven't seen anybody do that like in a long time. And I'm like, wow, that's like rude.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm like, it's good that she didn't like spit. It was like she's serving food, so that kind of would have been kind of nasty. But I like, she was like, oh yeah, and here's your dog bug.
Yeah,
I was like, what? That was good. I was like,
that was good. See, if they had varied that up some, and added more into that, I would have enjoyed it more. But as it was, I was getting just as pissed off as he was, and everyone else was.
Yeah.
And I will say this. As much I do enjoy the series. I'm going to say that right again. I do enjoy the series. But I'm starting to get a little irritated about the fact in general. Like, their whole quest is to go and kill the Demon King. That's their quest. Bottom line. The only way they have made progress in that regards is the fact that that all the generals of the demon have come to them.
Yeah.
That's it. And that just irritates me to no end. I'm like, oh my God, you're only doing this by like happenstance and default. Yeah. Literally. Now, I like the battles and I like what they do because it shows that they do have teamwork and that they can take care of things and that his character is not just completely useless. Like he can actually do stuff. He actually thinks these things through. I appreciate that. It's just the fact of how all of this comes about. It's almost like the writers just go, I have no idea how this is going to work, so we're just going to throw this in there and call it good. You know, like with the hot spring, like when they went there at the end and they came across like their whole thing was, well, we got to figure out who's poisoning the hot springs or whatever. And then they came across that guy and he just happens to be another demon. I'm like, really? Are you serious? And like the minute he showed himself and I'm like looking at him, I'm like, I bet you. And sure enough, I'm like, yep, there he is. He's a demon. Yep. Mm-hmm. Why? Just why? I'm just, So, yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's like the general story of this has me intrigued and I want to see more. I like the world. And for the most part, I like the characters. I'm not going to say I like all the characters, but for the most part, I like the characters. It's just... yeah, that overall arc and that as far as the fact that it's just they keep trying to make them seem like the goofballs that they are. So they're like, oh, we're just going to be doing random shit and then we actually do something productive. And I'm like, come on. Yeah. Come on. Y'all have the ability to do this. Why are you not going out there and doing it? So, I don't know. I will say I like the guy, the demon guy and the one general in the mask. He's probably one of my favorite characters. Oh, now.
Yeah, he was cool.
He's probably one of my favorite characters now.
I wish they would have done more with the Fire Girl's rival. The one that just kept showing up at their house.
Yeah.
Because she didn't do anything after the first encounter.
Yeah.
And
now she is now a running gag. Literally, she's a running gag. And that's kind of sad because I want to see what, you know, I'd like to see about that.
Yeah, she brought out some new stuff from the Fire Girl.
Yeah. Okay, so the characters that I enjoy the most and I want to see more of is that one, is her Fire Girl's rival, is the guy in the mask, the demon lord dude in the mask, and the witch, the one that the one that runs the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see more of her. I almost like, okay, at this point now, Aqua is kind of becoming overly annoying. I'm completely upfront. She is becoming just too damn annoying. She's almost getting to the point where she's almost on what I'm like, okay, stop. Just stop. I'm kind of go ahead.
She was a bit whiny in this series.
Oh, yes, she was.
Like, I get that if their followers don't, I guess, believe in the faith, then she would lose all of her power. And if they're kind of important, because she does save the day, kind of, sometimes, even though she ends up messing stuff up later on. But, I don't know. She kind of went, like extra ham when she went to her village, because she was like, I already whine and get what I want. But now... this is my city, and I can do whatever I want. So,
well, and even before that, she was like kind of an annoying whine kind of. I'm like, oh, just your character's starting to wear on me now. You need to stop. You need to tone it back just a little bit, please. I'm starting to agree with the guy, and the guy, I'm kind of like, I don't know. He has his high moments, and then he has his low moments. And when he gets those low moments, I'm looking at him going, can you just stop?
Yeah.
Just stop. Like, I agree with him on a lot of the things that he says. I think it's just the things that he does that I'm just like, really? Come on. You're supposed to be better than this. You are better than this. And yet you continually, like,
like when they finally got the reward and they started having that party and he's like, oh, I can finally pay off some debt and all that kind of stuff. And people are like, drinks around the house. And everyone's all like, and Aqua's like, water. And then he's like, steel. And then that girl from the first series just walks in and does her only thing for the whole series and gets her underwear stolen. I'm like,
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's like at this point, they had success in the first season. first season was great because everything was new, everything was vibrant. We were just figuring things out. But it's like we've now gotten to the point where we're established. Yeah. Like we know the characters, we know where they're going, what they're doing. And now the one problem that they kept saying that they had was the fact that they didn't have any money.
Yeah.
Well, they have money now. So what's the problem? You know, it's like, come on.
Yeah, we already know the backstory of the guy.
Yep.
In this series, we got some backstory for Aqua, and we got some backstory for Darkness, but we didn't get anything from the Fire Girl. And I feel like ideally, if all the parts that I didn't like were replaced with backstory for the Fire Girl, then I would have loved this one as much as I loved the first one.
Yeah.
But
if we learned more about the Fire Girl, and if I think the witch ended up having more of a part than she did.
Yeah.
Because I mean, okay, I get it. They don't want to have characters that are like overpowered or have like, you know, big things and whatnot. But I feel like, okay, wait, I know she's a lich. That's what she is.
Yeah.
If the lich was part of the group on a more regular basis, I feel like they would get more done. And she's not an overpower in that regards because she does have a limit.
Yeah.
So it's and then Aqua usually messes that up.
Yeah, I was like, a lot of their powers kind of kill the Lich a bit. So
yeah, but I feel like they get done with that. In all honesty,
it is. So that one running joke where the Lich keeps like fading away is funny.
So. It is funny, but at the same time, it makes me just more irritated at Aqua. I'm like, stop making them disappear! It's your fault every single time. You're gonna turn undead, and all of a sudden the lich starts disappearing. Oh, that happened. You start crying magical tears. Now the lich is starting to disappear because you're getting showered because she's trying to help you, and you keep crying tears of holy tears on her. I'm just like,
at the beginning, everybody was like, kind of like taking care of her. They're like, oh no, Aqua's power did it again. Let's go heal her some. And then towards the end of the series, they're like, here you go. You take care of her. It just left her like half faded. I'm like, come on, man.
She'll be fine. Yeah.
So
again, it's like it's not bad, but I don't think that the second season really lived up to the first. It's like I wanted them to take what they built on the first season and like go with it.
Yeah. Like
take off, have even greater adventures, even greater fun, you know? They kind of like they keep alluding to the fact that they're, you know, because again, he died in this one, and he goes back into the afterlife world or whatever, and it's like, okay, I want to see more adventures, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously, that's still a thing going on because the Demon King isn't dead yet, so someone's got to go do it. So it's like, why don't we see more people from that, you know? And why don't all these things, there's like so many possibilities of things that they could do and so many different avenues that they could go, but they're like, we're comfortable here. Yeah. We know how we're doing here. We're comfortable here. We're just going to continue with this. And it's like, no, you could go do more, have greater adventures and stuff like that. I want to see more of that.
Yeah.
Instead, we get the same thing we got from the first season.
Yeah, like right in the middle of the series, they're like, what you call the Fire Girl? She even wanted to go. She's like, yeah, let's go on a quest. And they're like, we got money now. I kind of don't want to go anywhere. I was like, yeah, I haven't moved from this spot in like 2 days. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then what's his name? He made that deal with that guy, and he's like, oh yeah, we're gonna build furniture from my world and like sell it, and we'll make like tons of money. And they're like, yeah, I don't care. We're not gonna do anything. And I'm like, yeah.
And, you know, and part of me gets it. Don't get me wrong. Part of me gets it. He's tired of, you know, them trying to do things, and he comes up with a plan, and then he ends up dying.
Yeah.
And it's not fun for him. I get that.
He always gets the short end of the stick.
He always does. I get that. And I think that's something that the makers of this can work on, because I think that's now also, like, everything in this is a running gag. Everything in this is a complete running gag. From the very first episode from the first season, we are just continual running gag going all the way through, even through the second season. And it's just like, come on, y'all can do more than this. Y'all can do better. Have them something go, you know, you went like way far with the right now. Now all of a sudden he's rich.
Yeah.
And now, like, I'm wondering if they wrote themselves into a dead end with the way the characters are and the way everything is, unless all of a sudden something weirdly weird happens, and once again he ends up losing all of his money and something else. But maybe all the money's gonna put into this whole thing with the building furniture is gonna go belly up or something because the girls.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, I wonder, like, would I have liked it more if he did more with that and it failed, and then he's like, oh, okay, I gotta go questing now, and then they just, like,
yeah,
I don't know. But then I kind of want him, I kind of feel bad for him, and I kind of want him to rest. So for him to be like, nah, I'm not gonna do nothing, it's like, me thinking about him as a character, I'm like, yeah, he does need a rest, because every time he does something goes wrong. But then as far as story, that was you want
to see progression.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you want to see progression. And unfortunately, it does not feel like we're getting much in the way of progression. I honestly believe we are not going to see the Demon King and him fight until the Demon King comes to him. For some weird, strange reason. Yes, the Demon King is going to come to him.
Yes, because wasn't the Lich part of his, like, one of his...
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's living in the town, and then the other guy, he was part of it, and he's living in another town, and then the Doulahan.
Yeah, the way they're gonna defeat. Well, they actually killed him. He's gone.
Okay, so that's why they keep blowing up his castle.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering, I'm like, why are they still blowing up his castle? I forgot that they killed him. Okay.
Yeah, no, they killed him, but it's like, so
yeah,
what is the
definitely gonna happen?
Is the end game of this all of a sudden the Demon King's gonna give up being Demon King and come live in this town with all of them and open up some shop selling? It's like, what the hell?
That would be perfect.
But I would be so upset. I would be so. It fits with the anime. Don't get me wrong, but I would be so upset if that was how they ended it. If that is how we concluded this, I would be so upset. I'm like, are you serious? No! Screw you! Stupid! Done! Oh, not to say I'm not going to still watch these. They're going to come out with another season. It's going to happen.
Oh, definitely. I definitely want the backstory for the Fire Girl.
I hope so. It's got to be better than what we've gotten so far.
Yeah, but like, what else could they do? Like, we got backstory.
They're going to introduce another character somewhere, and all of a sudden we're going to get backstory on somebody else, and then we're going to, in some weird shape or form, come across another demon commander, and then have to kill. Like, every backstory we're coming across a demon commander. Well, no. Yeah. Darkness have it. No, did Darkness have it?
Oh, got captured by the Headless Horseman.
And then they had to go to... Well, no. I was saying during her backstory, though, they had to go to that dungeon. That was during her little backstory. Oh, yeah. And that's how they came across the demon commander that wears that mask.
Yeah.
So...
I feel like if we go into the Fire Girl's backstory, so, like one of the demon villagers just happens to be around her old villager or something, and then they end up crossing paths.
Yeah.
And then after that, there are no more generals, and then the Demon King's gonna come to their village.
Be like, where the hell did my generals go? Why are all my generals here? Anyway.
If it does play out like that, I wouldn't mind, because I'm like, that would fit. But yeah, I can't wait for another season. Like,
I don't know, for me, considering all that and my feelings towards it, I have to say this probably out of the 5 that I had hit the bottom of my list.
Let's see. For me,
it's just I feel like it had potential and it did not live up to it. Is what I think.
Yeah, this is above Gabriel, but I think that's far up as it goes.
Yeah, I want to say the last one for me, the interviews with Monster Girls, has to be like a number 3. Okay. So that was 3. Blue Exorcist was 2. This was 5. So we'll see what we go for the next ones.
Yeah. Second season of Konosuba, more of the same.
If you like the first season, you probably will like the second one, unless you get tired of it like I did.
Yeah. Third season, definitely gonna watch it, because I want some backstory on the Fire Girl.
Please, makers of this, change it up a little bit, just a little bit. Do something a little different. If I can call the plays of this next season like I've pretty much felt like I did for the second one, I'm going to be so disappointed. Anyways.
And she's like, "Oh, I hate you. I hate you so much." And like,
Yes.
when he opened the door, she like blew her across town. I'm like, "Whoa!" Yeah.
But to me, that conflict, even in my mind, is what makes it interesting. This is going to be one of those animes that is not going to leave my mind for a while, even